Hey friends! If you've been looking for the perfect microskirt, this tutorial is for you. Today I show you how to draft a custom pattern using your own measurements and sew the skirt completely from scratch. So grab your fabric and let's get started. Before we start drafting the pattern, let's take a few measurements. This skirt features an eyelet closure on one side, so you can lace it up and adjust the fit. Grab your measuring tape and measure where you want the skirt to sit. For this tutorial, my measurement at the skirt line is 74 centimeters. My yoke height is 7 centimeters and my upper hip measurement is 86 centimeters. Let's focus on the center of the yoke. My center front yoke measures 7 centimeters. My back yoke is longer than my front yoke because I prefer a little more coverage in the back. Of course, this is completely optional and you can customize the proportions however you like. For reference, my center back yoke measures 11 centimeters. At this point, you can start thinking about the overall length of your skirt. Do you want a 1-tier or 2-tier pleated skirt? Don't worry about the exact measurements yet. We'll cover that later in the tutorial. Now let's calculate the measurements for our pattern. Since we're only drafting 1/4 of the skirt, we'll divide both measurements by 4. This gives us 18.5 centimeters for the waist and 21.5 centimeters for the upper hip. Start with a piece of paper that has a straight edge, as we'll be using this as our center front. Now draw a long straight line and mark 18.5 centimeters. From that point, draw a vertical line downward. Next, continue along the same horizontal line and mark 21.5 centimeters. From this point, draw a second vertical line downward. Next, we're going to raise this point by 1 centimeter. This small adjustment helps the yoke follow the shape of the body. At the center front, lower the top edge by 1.5 centimeters. This creates a smoother curve and a more flattering shape. Using a French curve, connect these points with a smooth line. Keep it fairly straight at the center front and gently curve it towards the side seam. Starting from the raised waistline point, measure 7 centimeters down until you reach the second vertical line and mark that point. Connect the 2 points with a straight line. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our side seam. Next, mark 7 centimeters at the center front and connect it to the side seam using a French curve. While drafting, I decided to add an extra 0.5 centimeters at the center front to create a slightly wider shape. This is completely optional, so feel free to adjust the proportions to your liking. Amazing! Our front yoke is finally complete. Cut it out and trace it into a new sheet of paper, because we'll be using it to create our back yoke. From there, we'll make a few small adjustments to customize the fit. Next, raise the center back by 2 centimeters. Then draw a slightly curved line connecting it to the side waistline. From this new point, measure 11 centimeters down and mark a second point. Connect this point to the side seam. These adjustments will give us a little more coverage in the back. And that's it for the back part. As you can see, it was even easier. Go ahead and cut it out, because we will be tracing both pattern pieces onto a new sheet of paper in the next step. Trace one side first, then flip the pattern piece to create the other side and complete the front yoke. Don't forget to add the grain line at the center of your pattern piece. This helps the garment hang properly and keeps everything aligned when cutting the fabric. Now it's time to add seam allowance. For this tutorial I'm using a 1 cm seam allowance. I noticed that my paper was a little too small, but don't worry, that's an easy fix. Just tape an extra piece of paper onto your pattern to extend it. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and cut everything out. Now let's repeat the same process for the back yoke. Trace the pattern piece, add the grain line, add your seam allowance and cut it out. We did it! We now have the complete yoke pattern, including both the front and back pieces. Don't forget to label your pattern pieces so you always know which is which. If you're enjoying the tutorial so far, I'd really appreciate a like and feel free to subscribe for more sewing and DIY fashion content. If you have any ideas for future projects, let me know in the comments below. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's start cutting our fabric and sewing. For this tutorial I'm only cutting one set from outer fabric. If you'd like a fully lined yoke, you can either cut out a second set from the same fabric or use a separate lining fabric. Since my fabric is quite lightweight and doesn't have much structure, I'll be adding some fusible interfacing. This type of interfacing is fusible on one side and smooth on the other. First I cut it out, then I'll iron it onto the wrong side of my fabric. Adding it will give the outer fabric more structure and help the yoke hold its shape. For my lining I'm using a cotton fabric. I'll be cutting one front piece and one back piece, just like we did with the outer fabric. Since this fabric already has enough structure, I won't be adding any interfacing. Now it's time to sew one of the side seams. Place the fabric's right sides together, making sure the front yoke is facing you and the back yoke is facing away from you. This step can be a little tricky, as we need to make sure we're sewing the correct sides of the outer fabric and lining together. Now it's time to sew the side seam of our outer fabric. If you're not sure which edges belong together, turn the pieces right side out and arrange them as they will sit on the body. This will help you see exactly where the seam needs to be sewn. Let's turn these separate pieces into one. Place the outer fabric and lining right sides together and sew around the entire outer edge. For a cleaner corner, stop just before the edge and sew one small diagonal stitch. Then continue sewing as normal. This little trick helps create a sharper corner when the piece is turned right side out. Before flipping everything right side out, trim the corners diagonally. This makes the turning process much easier and helps create crisp, sharp corners. After turning everything right side out, I like to add a small clip where the side seams meet. This just helps keep everything in place while we work. Next, we'll top stitch around the outer edge to give the yoke a nice, clean finish. As I'm sewing, I like to gently roll the seam between my fingers to make sure the edge is sitting nicely. This helps create a cleaner finish and keeps the lining from peeking out. To keep everything nicely in place, I'm also going to top stitch along the bottom edge. And that's it! Yay! With the yoke complete, we can finally move on to the skirt itself. I'll be cutting a few fabric strips in my desired length to create the lower part of the skirt. For this tutorial, I'm cutting 2 fabric strips that are 13.5 centimeters wide. Be sure to keep your fabric folded because we need plenty of length. It might look excessive right now, but don't worry. Once we add the pleats, the fabric will shrink quite a bit. Next, I'm cutting 2 additional fabric strips at about half the width of the first tier. Since this fabric has visible stripes, I like to use them as a guide while cutting. It helps me keep everything straight and makes the process a lot easier. I like to use the first strip as a guide. I place it directly on top of my fabric and use it as a template to cut identical pieces. To create one long strip, we sew all of our fabric strips together. I'm using my overlock machine for this because I absolutely love working with it. And it makes the step really quick and easy. Don't worry if you don't have one though. You can still do this with a regular sewing machine. I'm switching my overlock machine to a rolled hem setting. I personally love the look of a rolled hem, but this step is completely optional. If you don't have an overlock machine, a simple zigzag stitch will also help prevent the fabric from fraying. I'm also going to finish this edge with a rolled hem. It might seem a little random right now, but you'll see why in the next step. Of course, we also need to finish the remaining fabric strips with a rolled hem. Remember when I added a rolled hem to this edge? This is exactly why. It will become the first visible tier of our skirt. For the pleats, I'm using the fork technique. It's one of my favorite tricks for creating beautiful, evenly spaced pleats with very little effort. Here's a closer look at the fork technique. Insert the fork into the edge of the fabric. Twist it once and gently push the fold forward until it lines up with the previous pleat. Keep repeating the process until the entire strip is pleated. And what's just as important as sewing? Ironing. I'm pressing all the pleats and using the yoke as a guide to shape them into the final curve. Our pleats are almost ready. Align the raw edge of the pleated strip with the raw edge of the yoke. Right sides together and pin everything in place before sewing. Before we can finish this section, we need to clean up the end of the strip. I'll undo a few pleats. Trim off the excess fabric. And add a rolled hem to the edge. Now I'm switching my overlock machine back to the standard setting. Next, we'll attach the pleated strips to the back yoke. One last finishing touch. I'm carefully opening up the overlock chain until I reach the seam. Then I tie the threads into a few knots to secure everything in place and keep the seam from coming undone. We're so close to finishing. For the next step, I sew a seam about 1 cm away from the overlock seam. Then I fold the seam allowance upward and add a row of top stitching to secure everything and create a clean finish. We're almost done. The only thing missing now are the eyelets. To mark their placement, I'm using a water erasable fabric pen. I love using these because the markings can easily be removed with water once the project is finished. First, I mark where I want my eyelets to be. Then I use an eyelet punch to create the holes. Make sure to choose the correct hole size for your eyelets. The hole should be slightly smaller than the eyelet itself for a secure fit. Once all the eyelets are in place, I attach them and thread an elastic cord through the openings. I love using an elastic cord because it makes the skirt adjustable and much more comfortable to wear. Our skirt is finished! I'm so proud of what we've created together. Feel free to customize your skirt with additional details like a belt, extra eyelets or even studs. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more sewing content. Thank you so much for watching and I see you in the next video. Bye!
Starlight in your eyes, drifting on a summer breeze.